Neil Druckmann is an absolute fucking embarrassment, man. Oof, he's getting so owned. All these liars, they can never take accountability. They're always trying to self-preserve and act like we're the problem when they're just not good at making content. When they're trying to make content for themselves, but they're also trying to make a product. Sure, you can make a content for yourselves. You can make stuff for yourselves. But if you're trying to make millions upon millions of dollars, this ain't how you do it, bro. The final humiliation of Neil Druckmann, you know, the guy that's the head of Naughty Dog that kind of ruined The Last of Us. Last of Us Part 2 was garbage. Huge disappointment. And the show was even worse, man. It's just going downhill, and then Intergalactic looks like absolute DEI slop. So what's going on, Critical Gamer? What's going on with this situation?
Oh dear, it's not been a very good year for Neil Druckmann, has it? First came the trailer for his new passion project, the Intergalactic Heritage.
If only she looked normal. If she looked normal, as in like normal in the vein of a video game character, not in the vein of like a person you see at Walmart, this wouldn't have been so bad.
Heretic space profit margin, which basically took the South Park meme,
put a chick in it and make her name it gay,
and said, no problem bro, we've got you covered. Then there was the TV adaptation of Neil's magnum feminist opus, The Last of Us Season 2, which started off with a strong first season despite some, questionable casting choices.
Dude, yeah, I tried. I really did. Just like, I didn't like the characters. I was already tired of Pedro Pascal being in everything, which is even worse now. He's in absolutely fucking everything. I can't get away from him on social media. He keeps getting brought up. I do not care about Pedro Pascal and what he has to say about J.K. Rowling. I think they both suck. They're both weirdo celebrity people who have way too much money.
Only to devolve into an absolute disaster with a second season that melted down harder than the reactor core at Chernobyl. Fans old and new united in their backlash against this contemptible cinematic catastrophe, and well, it was only a matter of time before someone was left carrying the can for this thing.
And the game just looks so much better, did it not? The show just looked flat. Everything's too clean. Look at everything in this shot. They're in the apocalypse. Even the, in quotes, clean areas aren't gonna be this clean. They weren't in the game. It's like they just got a room and put a bunch of stuff in it and made it look like kind of trashy. And we're like, yeah, this is the apocalypse. There's no dirt anywhere though.
And in a shocking break from his usual career trajectory, that person ended up being Neil himself.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no, how terrible. That's just...
Oh no! Oh no, 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 no!
That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no!
Quotes, I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on Season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on Season 3, now is the right time for me to transition.
Are they even gonna do a Season 3? Is that even gonna happen?
My complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting next game, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative.
This game feels like to me that it's probably going to be like an anti-Christianity type of story, you know, or an anti-Jew type of story, because these people are all political brained. Last of Us Part 2 was like based on Gaza, like seriously, or was it even Gaza? It was some kind of Middle Eastern conflict because Neil Druckmann was a little kid when a bunch of stuff was happening, but I think it was Gaza. I guarantee you that they did the same thing with Intergalactic, where they're gonna make it super like political and just be about the message and how it pertains to real life. It's gonna be like a metaphor.
bullshit.
Which is a nice diplomatic way of saying that my retarded creative decisions screwed this show so hard that it's going to be in counselling sessions for the rest of its natural life, forcing the studio heads at HBO to push me out the door so they can desperately try to unfuck the disastrous mess I've created.
It's Hollywood, baby.
I know, right? Who could possibly want to get rid of the guy responsible for Razor Sharp?
Yeah, we've moved on from the crappy movie adaptations of video games, and now we're making crappy TV show adaptations of video games. Am I right? Now we're even making crappy TV show adaptations of TV shows. Look at Avatar: The Last Airbender. Fucking Halo was an absolute disaster. Somehow worse than Halo Infinite was the Halo TV show.
Sharp dialogue like this.
Oh man, dude. I'm still seeing these memes.
You know, it's funny what happens when you step outside your protective little Naughty Dog bubble, where everyone's so scared of you that they'll kiss your boot heel in the hopes of currying favour, and into the cutthroat world of TV, where failures and terrible creative decisions have actual real-world consequences. The thing is, as much as I applaud HBO's decision to get rid of a guy who's risen so far beyond his level of incompetence that he's actually started to buy into his own hype, I really don't see it making much of a difference at this point.
Yeah, and they all online, all these people, they'll like anybody who disagrees with them or throws some criticism their way, they're just haters. They're haters and review bombers and get out of here, man. You're all racist bigots. And then everybody that's just blowing smoke up their ass, that's the real community. And then they wonder why they fail. Because they've alienated their actual real audience in favor of some weird modern audience that doesn't actually play their games anyway.
Point. It should have been obvious to everyone involved that the plot for season 2 was never going to work, and the only way to avert disaster would have been a complete rewrite of the story and possibly a recast of Bella Ramsey. But as it turns out, they did none of those things, and so changing creative direction now is a bit like the Titanic reversing course after hitting the iceberg. The damage has already been done, lads, and the only option now is to get your arse into the nearest lifeboats. And as for Neil, well, no amount of industry praise and fake awards are going to change the fact that his reputation amongst gamers, the actual paying customers that his company needs to survive, has been absolutely shredded. And if not...
Yeah, and not to mention that, like, everybody just kind of ghosted Bella Ramsey. Pedro Pascal ghosted Bella Ramsey, and she said something about it online. She was very upset. How she was like, basically nobody's talking to her. I don't even remember what it was. Yeah, I tried looking for it. I couldn't find it. But it was a real thing that happened. Might not be true anymore. They might have saw the drama and were like, oh, we have to squash this. Typical Hollywood bullshit. Nobody actually cares. Everybody's gonna stab each other in the back.
Naughty Dog had the balls and the common sense, they'd do what HBO did and promptly show him the door. Who am I kidding though? This is the fucking gaming industry. They'll probably give him a promotion after this. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Good. I'm glad that this show failed because so many people glazed it and I watched it and I was like, dude, I don't know how people are watching this. This is absolute garbage. And apparently season 2 was way, way worse, especially when Pedro Pascal wasn't in it anymore and just completely dropped off. But we all said it was going to happen. We all said this was going to end in disaster. Stop pretending. Because, like, we can all see what's going on. How do you not see it? It's like you got your heads so far up your asses. These Hollywood people, man, and the people who follow Hollywood and, like, blow smoke up these celebrities' asses, I don't get it. I really don't. Why do you care so much to keep all these shit things going? We deserve better. We should have better things. Stop telling them everything's good when it's not, because then we're just going to keep getting slop.